Welcome back. We have a lot happening in the crypto markets, starting with Aave is exiting, Ethereum's hard fork, Litecoin's next move, and much, much more. We got a lot to discuss in today's video. Make sure you guys are subscribed. That way you never miss a new video. Try to upload at least, as close to every day as possible. And also give the video a free thumbs up. We're going to be starting right here with Ethereum slashes fees by 70% ahead of the Petra Fusaka April rollout. Now, as I've been talking about on this channel, right, there's a lot of people out here that are saying Ethereum is done, Ethereum is dead, and all they're doing is really just looking at the price of Ethereum, saying that it hasn't really outperformed other cryptos like Solana. But when you look at the market cap, $340 billion, this is significantly higher than pretty much every other crypto, including the next largest XRP, which is less than half of where Ethereum is. I mean, Solana's not even close to where Ethereum is from a market cap perspective. And in my view, we are going to see, right? Well, what have we been talking about? And we're going to be talking about this in a little bit later in the video. But, meme coin season is an indicator that, there is some retail and some speculative moves happening in the markets. And where is all of that money going to drain into afterwards? Well, it's not going to drain into the coins that have already pumped. It's going to drain into the coins that haven't necessarily pumped. And therefore, this is one of the reasons I am fairly bullish on Ethereum. Let's read a little bit more into this. It says, the Ethereum network has slashed transaction fees by 70%, leading to speculation about a potential surge in their price. The Ethereum network's transaction fees have seen these drastic falls from $23 million to $7.5 million per day. This comes at a time when the blockchain is undergoing transformations, with two key updates that are coming in, scheduled at least for April 2025. These are Petra and Fusaka. The fee reduction is due to a higher gas limit, enabling more transactions to be processed per block. Previous fee reductions were in 2021 and mid 2023, triggering a boost in network activity, as we saw with active addresses and daily transactions increasing. The Petra update will increase the data blob capacity from 3 to 6, so a doubling, improving the network's scalability. The change is already reflected in the nearly 1 million unit decrease in ETH reserves on exchange platforms over the past 10 days, right? So we're seeing a lot of Ethereum leaving the exchanges, and it's not leaving the exchanges for any reason, right? Typically, when you see a drain from the exchanges, you're seeing the liquidity, potential liquidity for selling exiting, right? And so, yeah, we'll have to see what happens with this. We also know, as I've explained, the World Liberty Finance is buying massive quantities of Ethereum, the largest holding in their portfolio. And so, do they know something? Are they working on projects? Are they building within World Liberty Finance wants to democratize finance, like make it really for everyone versus what the banking system is. I mean, we just saw, congressional hearings on debanking. And so I do think that that is going to have a play. And so we're looking at April rollout for this happening. This potentially could be when the market moves in Ethereum's favor. What do you think? Let me know down below. Next up, Aave, and by the way, I think that we fixed the audio issue. Listen, guys, for some reason, YouTube makes the audio much better on mobile versus web. So let me know if you're having audio issues, also like what you're using to listen to it. If it's web, I don't know what to tell you, use mobile, because everybody's been saying that the mobile is much better. Anyway, moving right along. Aave is poised to leave Polygon blockchain after $1 billion proposal triggers a clash. Now, this is from January. This is from last month, or December, I should say, still pretty much last month. And, I didn't really even know about this. Aave, the largest lending protocol, decentralized finance, is set to leave the Polygon blockchain after leaders at both organizations traded barbs over a proposal to invest $1 billion in idle crypto on the Polygon Ethereum bridge. Two major delegates at the Aave DAO, that's the company behind Aave, basically, they voted to leave Polygon when the question goes before the Aave DAO members. One of those delegates, a longtime Aave contributor, first proposed the split. A preliminary vote is expected to go online. I believe it already did. And yeah, they're going to be leaving that Does this mean anything for Polygon? Listen, personally, I am a Polygon believer. I do think that Polygon is still one of the better chains, which is, especially guys, we are not seeing massive transaction usage on Ethereum. When we do, the scalability, the layer twos come into play. And that's when Polygon is really going to shine, in my view. Now, I could be wrong on this. I definitely could be wrong. But this is what it appears to be every time that you see gas fees and transaction fees go up. And by the way, I do not buy for a minute that any of these upgrades that are going to be occurring are actually going to change the dynamic of how much people are paying for transactions during high frequency times. I don't see it. And so people are going to be looking at these layer twos. And if we look at all of the ecosystems, this is DeFi Llama. So this is showing you DeFi by chain. Now, currently, they sort this by total value locked. But I want to show you something else because I don't think that total value locked shows the whole picture. When we are talking about usage, you want to see active addresses. Now, obviously, Solana is the hot topic right now. Huge usage. Tron. I mean, listen, I do think that there's some real usage on Tron, but as somebody who's been following the crypto space for many years, it seems like most of this is botted activity. So we're just going to skip over it. Same thing with Binance Smart Chain. A lot of people that use it, but these have kind of different uses than what Ethereum is doing or what Polygon is doing, right? So you can see that, then it comes Base and then Bitcoin and then Polygon, right? Polygon has 502,000 active addresses, and they define active addresses as active addresses in the last 24 hours, right? Some of these other chains that, claim to have massive usage don't even have a fraction of that. So yeah, Polygon still does have good usage. If you go to the Polygon website, you can see everything that Polygon does do. We're not going to do that in today's video, but you can definitely let me know down below if you want to do a deep dive into Polygon, which is formerly Matic. We're going to be doing deep dives into a lot of these cryptocurrencies, but I do think that it's important to look at these layer twos, right? Because the fundamentals at some point will matter, and that we're going to see the value kind of drive into those cryptos during that period of time. Right now, it seems like fundamentals don't matter, and that everybody's just focusing on meme coin situation. Now we'll get back to that in just a minute, but if you look at the Polygon chain's daily transaction chart, you see that we had a huge jump in November. Now, this could be due to everything that was going on after the election with the quote Trump pump in the markets. Um, but it is very interesting to see that when activity, specifically within Ethereum, was increasing, we also saw Polygon's activity increasing fairly substantially. This is like double or triple the activity on chain that was going on. I mean, we could look at charts like this all day. And as I explained, Polygon currently is at multi year lows from a price perspective. So while everybody's like, well, Cryptoviser, why wouldn't you buy the Trump coin or Mantle token or Internet Computer and all of these other coins? I'm like, we're at literally multiple year lows in Polygon. Polygon is the most widely used layer two blockchain. A lot of integrations, a lot of usage, a lot of cross chain compatibility with other chains as well. And we're at 30 cents. And all I keep thinking about is if we are in the second wave of the bull run, which I believe that we are, what we saw happen with many cryptos during the previous cycle, which we may not even be following, by the way, we saw with XRP, with Cardano, with Polygon itself, Litecoin as well. Many of these coins from the market low, right, the bear market low to the bull market high was about 100x, right, which would mean a $30 ish price point for Polygon if it was to follow that same track. Do I think that we're going to get a 100x in it? No, but I do think that many of these coins, if we do see money start getting printed, the Federal Reserve starting to ease, more speculative investment into the crypto space, more push from governments around the world and companies who are buying as well. All of these kind of dynamics combined, I think that we could potentially see a 20x, a 30x, maybe even a 40 or 50x this cycle with many of these coins. Now, which coins it's going to be, I don't know. But again, from the cycle low to the cycle top, and many people forget, right? Even Bitcoin cycle low this cycle was about $15,000. 15 to 18,000. So 15 to 18,000 times 10 would be about $180,000, right? 100x that would be $1.8 million. Are we going to see that actually happen? Probably not. But in altcoins, it's more possible for sure. Anyway, moving right along, the next leg of the bull market is loading up, according to Bernstein. This is straight from investing.com. It says the next phase of the bull run is taking shape, driven by institutional adoption, sovereign interests, and favorable regulatory developments, according to Bernstein. Now, by the way, keep in mind what my kind of synopsis of this market is, right? There is no narrative this cycle, right? The only narrative is, oh well, Wall Street is involved. The institutions are buying. It's like, yeah, but they have been buying, and we're going to be doing other videos on that because actually, I think I have an article here. Yeah, right here. Strategy, which is MicroStrategy. Remember, MicroStrategy rebranded. Their shares gain as states hold $330 million worth of MicroStrategy stock in their pension funds or treasury assets. 12 states in North America have poured $330 million into MicroStrategy. These investments were revealed at the end of 2024, showing interest in the business Intel firm. Obviously, more likely because of the Bitcoin perspective. And remember, guys, last cycle, many of these state pension funds and treasury funds, they were investing. It's like ridiculous, but they were investing in FTX. They weren't investing in Gemini crypto. They weren't investing in Coinbase. They weren't investing in Binance. They weren't investing in Kraken. They were investing in FTX, right? Which, by the way, started in 2019 ish, 2020. And I kept saying during the whole cycle, I'm like, where did FTX pop up that they're in a better position financially, regulatorily, all of this versus Coinbase? Like that still doesn't make sense to me to this day. How anybody how that even happened, right? Um, but yeah, so the California State Teachers Retirement System has assets totaling $69 billion in various stocks, and they're the largest public holder of strategy stock in that space. As of the most recent filing in the US with the SEC, they own 285,000 shares of strategy valued at approximately $83 million. They also hold a position in Coinbase with about $76 million. That's a pretty good number, right? But it's a very small percentage of the 69 billion, right? The California Public Employees Retirement System, with a portfolio of $149 billion in investments, has exposure to MicroStrategy, holding 264,000 shares valued at $76 million, and Coinbase $79 million worth of their stock. And it could keep going on and on and on. The bottom line here is that they view Wall Street and the big money, big money, they believe that having a piece of crypto in your portfolio is important. And so, again, at this point, people who don't have crypto in their portfolio, whether direct exposure or indirect exposure, in my view, this is extremely foolish. But a lot of people are doing that, right? We're even seeing analysts who've been in the crypto space, and you can call them Bitcoin maximalists. Plan B, this is the guy who last cycle said that the stock to flow model was going to bring us to $500,000 Bitcoin. Didn't happen. But anyway, he is transferring his Bitcoin to ETFs to avoid the hassle with keys. Now, obviously, Bitcoin maximalists are not liking this. They're probably like curled up in a ball crying about it because they believe self custody is the only way. But as I've explained over and over and over, especially based on what we're seeing with MicroStrategy, they're not custodying their own Bitcoin, right? Coinbase does it for them. All these ETFs, Coinbase does it for them. I think there's a few other companies besides Coinbase that are working with the ETF issuers. But the bottom line is, once you start getting into like the bigger money, right? Hundreds of thousands, even tens of thousands for many people. It is so foolish to think that an average everyday person, and this has nothing to do with intelligence, this has to do with, why would you risk your money just so you can have it in a ledger or on a wallet that is in your house, right? What happens if your house burns down, right? Granted, there are many different ways to protect it, but it's just not worth it, in my view. I don't believe that, let's say Coinbase had a major security incident. I believe that they would do the right thing and try to reimburse as many customers as possible. Obviously, that would have major ripple effects to the overall crypto ecosystem if that did occur, because Coinbase holds just under 10% of all the crypto in the world in their custody platform. But the bottom line that I'm trying to explain is, like, times are changing, right? At the end of the day, if you want to make money, you want to make money. If you want to keep your money, you want to keep your money. You want to protect your money, you want to protect your money, right? There's no like, well, I'm going to protect my money in self custody, and I'm going to make sure that, guys, it's just not worth it. It's really just not worth it, right? The pension funds, the retirement funds, they're putting their money into crypto derivative stocks like Coinbase and MicroStrategy because they don't want to hold or custody crypto. And to expect people to think that companies like MicroStrategy or other companies that are going to buy Bitcoin are going to custody their own crypto and put it in ledgers and all of the, it's complete hogwash and ridiculous, right? This whole narrative about self custody is important, but it's not what the majority of people are going to do. Bottom line, period. And honestly, I still see people, some influencers and stuff like that, saying that people should be custodying their own crypto. I completely disagree. Completely disagree. And again, it has nothing to do with intelligence level. It just, well, I mean, I guess it does have something to do with intelligence level. Like if you have $500,000 and that is your life savings, and you're putting it on one wallet, that what happens if you get hit by a car and lose your memory and you forget your 12 words? Then what? Right? There's so many potential other like negatives to self custody. It is, I believe, safer to have it in some type of third party custody, and you can put protections on it so the money can't be withdrawn. Period. Without extensive checks. And some people will like that, some people won't. But again, you could have different accounts for different things. You don't have to have everything in one wallet. But yeah, I mean, Plan B is moving away from self custody. He said, "I guess I'm not a maxi anymore." Yeah, not you're not. No, I'm just joking. He said, "Not having to hassle with keys gives me peace of mind." While Bitcoin maxis insist users should control their own private keys instead of holding their Bitcoin on centralized exchanges, self custody comes with the responsibility of keeping those keys safe from hackers, thieves, and other bad actors. And again, right, uh, there's safety concerns as well. And so a lot of people have been moving into, and this is why I also think that we're going to be seeing a lot more ETFs getting released. That way you can buy a stock that is holding the crypto that you want. Um, and that's going to make it a lot easier and a lot safer for a lot of people. And so, yeah, I mean, it's just really interesting that the pension funds are doing it, the retirement funds are doing it, and hopefully you are doing it right. You're investing in the right places so that as these markets continue to grow and continue to get more integrated into traditional finance, there's more opportunity to actually make that money, right? So we're going to come back to MicroStrategy in just a minute. But I wanted to follow up on a previous story that we were talking about, which Argentina's opposition threatens impeachment after Javier Milei touted a crypto coin. So we're getting more information. I think another YouTuber just did an interview with one of the team members who was part of like the launch or the advisory team. Here's the bottom line. I said it on previous videos. I'm going to say it again. I do not know. I do not recommend anybody, period, creating their own coin. There's no reason for it. And most of the people who create their own coin, especially if it's in the quote meme coin space, it goes horribly wrong because there's developers, there's um, people who are just looking to make money who are going to go in and um, either rig the odds or crash the price because there's not enough liquidity. There is no reason for. I understand why President Melee probably got involved in it, right? Again, we don't know all the details, so I'm making this assumption off of the preliminary, but it seems like he's trying to do the right thing and trying to bring this new digital ecosystem into Argentina. But again, I have never seen a person launch a coin. First of all, there's no utility in these coins. I keep hearing, even with this Argentina-based coin, right? One of the advisors was saying, "Oh, well, we're going to do this and we were going to do this for the people of Argentina." Guys, it's all bullshit. They don't need to create a coin to bring prosperity to the people of Argentina. They already have it. And this is why in El Salvador, they said from the beginning, no shit coins, no altcoins in El Salvador, period, bottom line. Because as soon as El Salvador announced Bitcoin as their legal tender and that they were going to start, embracing this new technology, we saw, I mean, literally almost every other coin ecosystem out here. I mean, almost every single one. They were all booking flights and going to El Salvador within a week. And then I think it was Max Kaiser said, "No, no, no, guys, save your money, save your time. If you try it, you're gonna be banned from El Salvador. Like, we are Bitcoin only." And I do think that it's important as we move forward to understand Bitcoin is it, right? And from this meme coin perspective or creating your own coin, I have never seen, you guys can give me examples down below. I have never seen over the last few years anybody launch their own coin and it go well. Hasn't happened. We saw celebrity after celebrity do it, all rug pulls. I mean, at some point, you have to imagine that some of it is intentional, like they're doing this on purpose to make crypto look bad, or make the celebrity look bad. But guys, don't get involved in any of the shitcoins, especially during their launch. I mean, you can even look, it's not even just shitcoins, it's also Internet Computer, right? When Internet Computer launched, it launched on Coinbase, not just on Coinbase, but Coinbase typically doesn't launch coins as they launch, they list them afterwards. And so when Coinbase did that, there was a lot of confidence in the Internet Computer ecosystem. Wow, this is a great project. Coinbase is listing it from the jump. Let's get into it. And what did FTX and the likes of those speculators do? They dumped and, I guess what's called, sniped and cratered the price. Now, granted, I don't think that Internet Computer necessarily I don't know what the supply was at the time, but I mean, if you multiply this supply by $428, the market cap is probably absurd. So I would imagine that the total supply was much lower at the time. Um, but either way, the launch price was in the $700-800 range, and it just cratered. And Internet Computer is one of the only coins that did crater to that degree upon launch and survived. And this is another reason, right, that I got into Internet Computer Protocol, was because I saw that the team was continuing to operate. They didn't let the failed launch or the manipulation in the launch affect what the vision of the project was and what they wanted to do. They kept driving, they kept building. And so this is very important to understand, because it was Haktua coin and then Barstool coin, and for what? Peanut the squirrel coin. And there's some exchanges that are listing these coins very rapidly, and they all go to zero. There's no utility in them. There's no reason for them. Like, like that's it. There's no. Why would Why would Argentina create a coin, a digital token, and then expect it to go up in price? Like, based on what? Like, what are you doing with this coin? Oh, we're going to use it to transact. Nobody's using the coin to transact. No, nobody uses Bitcoin to transact, right? I mean, they literally, like, if you look at the transactions that process in El Salvador in dollars versus Bitcoin, it's a very, very small percent of Bitcoin usage. And this coin has been around forever and has been pushed forever. Ethereum, same thing. Even USDC. Granted, USDC is probably used for transacting significantly more than other cryptocurrencies. But compared to the dollar, I mean, there's it's not even a question which has more volume. But bottom line is, like, you're not going to a store and paying with USDC. Granted, I've met people that do, I've seen people that do, and you can watch videos of people that do pay with crypto. But this is such a small percent of a small percent of a small percent, and you think that a meme coin is going to do better than that? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So I don't really understand at this point why people are starting these meme coins. Like, I really don't get it. And I don't think it's going to end. I think it's just going to keep accelerating. But yeah, I mean, the whole NFT craze, I think, started this because, you could create an NFT for your fans and all of this, but NFTs were more of collectibles. Meme coins, while yes, they may be classified as a collectible, right? People don't view them like an NFT, right? The utility is basically the same. Like, you can use an NFT to pay for things as well. You can use an NFT to validate authenticity as well. You don't need a coin for that. So this launching the coin, like, these coins are gonna, like, the Haktua coin is like, we're gonna be still talking about Haktua coin in 15 years, and we're gonna be transacting in it. And come on, like, what did you think was gonna happen to the coin? There, so that's kind of my rant on what's happening in Argentina. What is actually gonna happen there? I don't know. Again, there's different jurisdictions. It seems like the team was actually working with Javier Milei. Maybe there was some things within the contract that wasn't fully understood, right? Um, but yeah, I mean, to any potential celebrities who are watching my video and hearing this part of the video, it's not worth it, because even if you didn't mean any wrong and it was the developer who rug pulled, you trusted and worked with the developer, right? Let's put it this way: the only there's three people in the world on Earth that I would trust launching my own coin. Three people: Brian Armstrong, the CEO and founder of Coinbase, and the Winklevoss twins, Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss. That's it. That's it. Because these guys, they went through the whole regulatory process. They know what is legit, what is not legit, how to make something legit, how to make something not legit. Those are the only three people that I would trust if I was launching a coin, which I'm never going to do, but if I was going to, those are the only three people that I would work with to launch a coin: Brian Armstrong and the Winklevoss twins. That's it. And the fact that nobody else is like, nobody else is saying, hey, I mean, Barstool's Dave Portnoy, he knows the Winklevoss twins. Like, he can probably DM them or text message them, like, and get a response within a minute and get them to come to his house, right? And he's launching these coins, and Kraken is listing them the day after, and he has no idea about any of the backlash that's going to come when the coin drops, right? It's just not worth it. It's just really not worth it. And I think it's a big distraction from the rest of the crypto ecosystem. This is why I agree with Arthur Hayes, what he said. I agree with this guy Bernstein. When we get past this little meme coin phase, all that money is going to drain from those meme coin ecosystems and move right back into the top crypto projects with the fundamentals. And I do think Ethereum is in there. I think Polygon is in there. I do think Internet Computer's in there. There's a lot of coins that have actual usage, but you have to look at which ones are undervalued at this current moment, right? People are like, well, Cryptoviser, you said Solana was going to zero. That was many years ago, and the crypto landscape has changed since then. So, yeah, my thesis has changed as well. Do I think Solana is going to outperform going forward Polygon or Ethereum? I don't know. Do I want to buy at this price and find out? No, because Solana is 10x or 20x or 30x from where it was in the $8 low in the bear market. So, again, these are my opinions on the market and my opinions on investing. Like, this current moment, like, I'm just kind of holding positions where they're at. I do think that we're going to see another pump coming up here in crypto, whether it's a quick pump or a extended pump towards the end of the year. I don't know, but this pump is the pump to sell into. That's my view on it, because we've already had 3 or 4 major pumps in the market and major moves in market cap, and I think that there's not that much room left in the bull run to kind of risk not taking profits. There's gonna be a lot of people, guys. I'm telling you. I said this last cycle as well. There's gonna be a lot of people a year from whenever the top of the market is, a year from then, where they're gonna have no money, where they had millions and millions and millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars. And by 1 year after the top of the market, they're gonna have nothing, because the market's gonna start going down. They're going to start leverage playing that, thinking the market's going to go back up. going to go further down. They're going to get more liquidated. This happens every cycle. I mean, it just happened in December and January. I mean, I saw people posting on X that they lost their whole account, millions and millions of dollars. It's like, how over leveraged were you? Right. And that's what the market will do. And we're seeing a lot of over leverage, right? I believe MicroStrategy is highly over leveraged with their purchases of Bitcoin. Um, I mean, it doesn't mean that anything is necessarily going to happen from it, but it is risky, right? Because we are going to have a turnaround in the market and how hard that turnaround is, right? From the top of the market to the low. I don't know. I mean, if Bitcoin hits 180,000, maybe it's going to go back down to 40,000. What is that going to do when MicroStrategy's average cost is 65,000? If they go significantly under that, will they have to liquidate some of their Bitcoin? Will the company's stock go down significantly? Like, these are questions we have to ask and then anticipate and build a plan for. Because listen, I don't think MicroStrategy is going to sell most of their Bitcoin. Maybe they'll sell some of it, right? And maybe we'll see a big reduction in the price of their stock in the bear market, right? That could be a great opportunity to get in there and buy when it corrects. But again, you have to have those numbers in your head now. Where does MicroStrategy have to go to for me to, start buying massive quantities? When is that going to happen? It's probably not going to be for a while, because I think that we are going to see Bitcoin go much higher, and then MicroStrategy go much higher as well. And it's not just MicroStrategy. MetaPlanet is a Japanese company. They acquired 4 billion yen worth of Bitcoin, and their shares jumped 73%. So altogether, right now, they have about 2,031 Bitcoin. 2,031 times 100,000 is $203 million. Now, I thought I pulled it up, but it doesn't look like it did. So if we go to finance on Google, we can pull up MetaPlanet, and you can see they are on the OTC markets, and I believe the price is very similar to what it is in yen. So 236 million yen. I don't know what that translates to, but it's $39. Take a look if you guys are interested in MetaPlanet also buying massive quantities of Bitcoin as well. And if you guys didn't hear, Mark Zuckerberg criticized Apple for their lack of innovation on the Joe Rogan podcast, I think last month in January. This is something that I've been saying for a long time on this channel, right? Is the fact that Apple they really haven't developed anything new in the last many years. It's just a new phone with bigger camera or different colors. And remember, they released a special release, a yellow iPhone. It's like, this is one of the largest companies in the world, and they released a yellow iPhone. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Let me know your comments and thoughts on everything we discussed down below in the comments. I'll try to read and reply to some of them. Thanks to all the channel members. If you want to help support the channel, click the join button down below, or you can also send a super chat in the comments. Thanks to everybody who does super chat. I'll see you guys when I see you. Crypto on.